Hello everybody, that's me, Professor Kemi Laura. In this video, I will help you with the first topic of this class, that is prior knowledge, beliefs, and learning. That is the course of English in Use 1. So the first part right here, the introductory part, tell us about the importance of textbooks, of reading. Now, how reading is changing all the time, because in our case, we need to be very focused on our students, and the society is changing every day, every time, and we need to be sure about what we are going to face, because our students are really different from many years before, of course. So I'm very sure about it. They are reading many different things than we did before. So it's important to be ready for this situation. Okay, so this is the first part about it. Some value information about the history, something that we need to know specifically about the test. Yes, the test is really important, and of course we have to make a lot of research in this situation, especially when we are facing some situations like this. In our case, as future English teachers, in your case, so maybe we can make a survey about what our students are reading, because most of the time our students from primary ages school, they used to read some narrative tests, okay, especially in communication. As you can see, there is an important line that I really like here that says, in each of these journeys affects the student learning in different ways. Yes, of course. And I agree about it. So we need to be very careful about it with this, because most of the time we are teaching English, okay, in different ages. I mean, primary, secondary. We need to know previously what kind of tests they like reading, and that is really important and necessary to know according to what on it, because most of the time when we face this situation, just we give some reading activities, but that reading activity is not connected to what they are reading at the moment, maybe in different subjects or courses, or maybe about their interests in general. Okay, so that is very important to get it and engage in the situation. Okay, what else do we need to know? The test journals, of course, they are really important and necessary, but they learn that in the subject of communication, but sometimes we need to connect some subjects in English. The narrative tales, for example, the novels, what else? Short stories, fables, yes, and there are many of them. What is the idea here? That we need to be ready for these situations, and we have to provide the student a way to communicate and understand the reading, because most of the time it usually happens in secondary schools. Maybe the students are really complicated to face English readings, most of the time because they don't practice a lot, neither in Spanish. So we need to give this short novels, okay, for our students for secondary schools, and step by step, maybe in primary, give a short story, a short fable, yes, this Aesop fable, for example, and try that they first of all that they read, and maybe in the process they can understand some words and they have it. Okay, but the most important here is to face the reading skills. Okay, so this is the main objective and goal of this course. Okay, by the way, we need to know many different kinds of test journals and type of tests. That information will help us in order to face any situation, and the student can get valuable information in English, and that valuable information will be excellent, or yes, of course, would be necessary for his or her life in that case. Also here we see now in contrast expository tests, newspapers, encyclopedias. Nowadays, with the use of internet, the students, of course, the students can, the only students that can get information this, it means it says that they have internet at home. Okay, so they can get information easily by newspapers online and encyclopedias online like Wikipedia, Google Scholars, and many of them that they are very necessary to find information about it. But the idea about this is that the students, the information for the students is very easy nowadays, but we need to guide students in order to find the best test for it. Which test is going to help him or her according to his reading skills or importance, improve according to their skills. Okay. The argument structure here says tests can be written to conform a particular test structures, like you say. Yes, and that is very important. First of all, we need to face reading activities. Okay, because in those reading activities, we are going to know how to authorize, how to maybe write an essay, a newspaper. Because something important is that, okay, you can understand that information, and later you can give your opinion. But a different way is that you have to paste the same ideas or giving your own ideas in a say, in a test argument, because at the end we have to make that product. Okay, but it's in another different way. In our case, we need to focus just in identify many kinds of tests and how we can make our own tests in English, helping our students according his or her necessaries, and of course taking account our reality as a society here in TACNET especially. Okay, so sometimes we have to connect the information with their interests and what they are learning nowadays. Okay, so our job is so hard, so we need to study a lot and we need to know many things. So don't stop learning, no? The textual quality, something, yes, is really important. Yes, of course. Sometimes our reality is so different here in Texas, especially from public and private schools, because private school they have some books specifically on their learning. Of course, they make a business with some company and they have it, so they have to base all the learning into there. But public school is so different because we depend on our government, but sometimes it's good and sometimes it's bad. But of course, the most important person here is the teacher. Yes, that person is going to fix all the problems and he is going to model, right? He's going to model that information or that test according to his or her reality. Okay, so this is very important and necessary. Another aspect to consider is the learner, the knowledge. Yes, how much knowledge do our learners have into different cases of tests? No? Most of the time, it's very important to take a pre-test. Okay, to have a previous idea what's their knowledge into English first, in this case, of course, because most of the time we think that our students know everything, but unluckily it's not true. Of course, we have many different realities at a classroom. There are some students that know very well and there are some students that are not, so we need to help them in many different ways. So as a teachers, we have a lot of job to do. Of course, it's typical to see students that they have previous knowledge and they are really good, and you have to help him or her, okay, in order to improve their skills. Okay, and the other person who's maybe having some problems into understanding, we have to assess him, we have to guide them. Beliefs of learning. Yes, I think is really necessary, especially here in Peru in Tacna, that we need to give our students many and many activities for reading. Okay, especially at home, maybe, because at this time nowadays, if we make research, and maybe we can do it. Maybe we can face that many students from many different ages, okay, including from college students, they don't read. They don't like reading. And this is a problem so hard that we need to face and we need to solve. Of course, we are not giving the solution, but we can propose an idea how to fix it. Because most of the time, it's true, we don't read a lot because of the cell phone maybe, and we prefer to stay a lot of time with our cell phones reading, but it's not exactly the same because you have many disadvantages over there. I mean, the social networks maybe is one of these problems that is distracted a lot. But we need to solve that problem. Our students from primary, they need to read a lot. Not only by internet, of course, by books. They need to read newspapers, as we read before, Wikipedia information, all information as possible, but I mean positive information, and of course something that they like to read. Now you can divide your knowledge. You can read something necessary for your studies, and you can read something that you really like, because that topic can give you the chance to give your opinion and ideas about those topics, right? So this is my belief, what I think about this. We need to assess our students. We need to motivate them, not only students, our friends, our family, to read a lot, and not only watching, because watching like this is a good way, but at the same time you are listening to me, so this is good too. Okay, watching and reading, it's a nice thing, but if we really pay attention, because most of the time just we make it play, and later you are doing another activities, so at the end you cannot get the original idea from the author. Okay. And here we have a chart to complete. I would like to talk about it. I mean, work individually to complete in the table below. After you finish this, I will make a feedback about it. Here says the main reason for reading in the classroom should be to test learners' understanding of English. Well, it's a huge idea. The reality, no? We want to make we want to make something good or better, but the reality is that we need grades. We need to put a grade, a qualification. So reading. Learners only read when they are studying. What do you think about it? Is this true or false? Most of the time it looks like this is true, no? But this is something very bad. We need to read not because we need to study, we need to pass an exam. We need to read because we have to improve our knowledge. In our case as a future English teachers, you need to read a lot in order to know more and of course get a lot of knowledge. And when you get a lot of knowledge, that this is amazing, you have to apply this knowledge. You have to let it go, all your ideas, in a product. Okay? We, as a teachers, we are creators. Okay, so we are looking for solutions in our society, in our city. And you have to find something that you are really good, and with your talent, we can face and solve many problems. Especially here in reading, because this is the main idea here. Okay? Reading, and I'm sure that we're doing well this, so don't worry about it. I know you can do it. We have 40 seconds to complete because this screen has just 15 minutes. So I hope you understand what I wanted to tell you. Any questions, any doubts, you can write here into Protect or maybe in the Google Meet chat. And we need to continue working on this. Okay, so it's important to understand these topics. Okay, so I'm very happy. Let's see, I hope you understand. Any something else? No. Just say thank you for your time and let's work.